Whoa! Welcome, everyone, tuning in from all over the planet. That's right, all over the planet. Just like you see behind us. Happy Sunday Fun Day, everyone. Welcome back to our weekly live stream where we're coming to you live from Otter Creek. Otter Creek. Otter Creek. Jeremy usually likes to start the live off with a song. His guitar needs a little tuning because hasn't been touched in 6 months. Take it away, Jeremy.
Take it away.
I'm no expert when it comes to guitar.
Giving it away. $100.
100.
Well, we moved into a town with no one around. Why'd we do it?
Population low.
All to get away from the snow. Well, we put in a 2-inch line. Everything was fine till they tried to steal all my dough. Now Mary was in town hall. She couldn't do math at all, just kept calling the law. She was sending emails to Worm, hoping he'd confirm that no one would know about her flaws. Now Lynette and John, they're running their con.
Every day.
Oh, today was at the flea market. Yesterday was at the flea market. You know how many times I got stopped today in the Walmart telling me that our horrific neighbors are at the flea market right now?
It's interesting because she hasn't been there since Landon and the other two ditched her.
Oh, well, we'll get to that. Oh, by the way, Tyra is pregnant. Well, everything around them dies, and then she fake cries. They'll end up by a river in a van. There's signs all over town. But now they're taken down, and everybody knows who done it. Don't do the crime if you can't do the time. Wait, Crook already did some. He's probably due for more. They're living in a shed with no permit. Now Russ was texting Don. He was telling him it's on. Let's give the world a show. They always wanted fame. Now they know our names. In the meetings always vote no. We're all making threats. Fans are taking bets. Who's going to be the first in jail? Well, wait. Second.
Or again,
jet lag.
Repeat offender.
Well, it'll be Mary, Russ, or Don, Lynette, or John again. We just know it won't be what the Hales. We just know it won't be what the Hales. Just know it won't be what the Hales.
Thank you, Mr. What the giving away $100.
We're giving away $100.
We're doing it again. We're back and we're doing it again. We're giving away $100 this evening. See what it says right here?
Let's face it, you just love doing it.
I mean, it is fun. It is fun.
It's You're not the one that's giving it away.
I'm not, because I'm not the what the.
You're the one that's Come a chameleon.
Karma's been so good to me this week. My goodness. I've been watching the videos and I'm like, wow, Karma needs to knock it off.
Karma is getting a little out of control.
Karma's getting all up in your personal space.
That is true.
Yeah.
By the way, there's been a lot of things as regards to personal space. A video was released, which we will not share which creator actually released that video because we don't promote garbage. So a video was released, I believe it was yesterday, and it was at the Chiefland Flea Market. And one of the things that has been noticed that Lynette is not paralyzed to her property.
Interesting.
As she told Judge Craig DeThomas.
She did tell Judge, and she's posted it multiple times online that we don't even leave our property. The words that she uses.
Interesting.
And Levy County Sheriff, she said that many times in the recordings.
Interestingly enough, she was not wearing a mask.
No.
Crook's not wearing a mask.
Never
The
has.
child's not wearing a mask. No. Wow. But life-threatening condition. They wear masks everywhere. Everywhere.
A simple fever could kill the child, according to her. A simple fever from germs.
Gone.
That's why she can't be around people.
Imagine being the child listening to that every single day and the fear that she must live with.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, hold a second. Can't be around people? But yet there was physical contact and touch with another individual in this video. Whoa. Okay. All right. So are we going to just say debunked or... Thank you, Alicia. We appreciate that.
Well, how many debunkings was there in that short video?
Well, I'm not even done yet because there's an entire lawsuit based on using the child in how do you even say that? Monetize? I don't even know what that word is. Monetized videos. And yet the child was used in a monetized video.
YouTube video.
Can you imagine being the judge as this information is shared in court? Can you imagine being the judge? Judge Davis is going to love this. I mean, we literally, karma, community. We couldn't ask for better. When the haters literally do our job for us. Oh my goodness, this is like amazing. Which, by the way, even if it gets deleted, it's been screen recorded so many times. You want to know what?
By multiple people that have contacted us to tell us.
Today, what was screen recorded, which, by the way, Chiefland Flea Market went live today. And you're going to hear Lynette say that her vanilla extract brings all the boys to the yard. You know the voice.
I'm excited. And then we got some.
This is Chiefland
Picture
Flea Market going live.
Extract.
The lady to the bench on what now?
She tasted my vanilla.
She tasted my vanilla. She loves it. She said my vanilla is fantastic. Yeah, my vanilla is gonna bring.
So cool.
My vanilla is gonna bring all the boys to the yard. Okay, first of all, anyone,
5-gallon bucket.
anyone that would taste any of that vanilla, put that in their mouth. Listen, I'm back in Otter Creek and I have my rights back and I've driven by that property. The property is in worse condition. Worst condition. What they've done is they've taken all the garbage, they've hidden it behind the camper and the horrific structures, but you can see all of it because Crook's taking that fence down. Please, somebody put a fence up, please.
Well, ever since that part of the fence has been taken down, turtles have been running for their lives. I've never seen a turtle run.
Literally,
recently.
Yeah, I've got a video of that too because you were the one that caught that, and and everybody will have the opportunity.
Come on, buddy. You need to get out of the street.
I was leaving the ranch house because I live at the ranch
I'm gonna
house.
help you
driving to the schoolhouse.
Yep, right there.
What are you doing? Did you escape from her?
Yeah, you did. He escaped from there.
Oh my goodness.
Purgatory.
Oh my goodness, look at his shell.
Busted. You can tell. You can tell he was from over there, most likely. Run away!
Run along. Run along.
Run away!
Good luck.
Oh my goodness. As a matter of fact, people will have an opportunity to actually adopt and rescue turtles tonight,
There were
right?
more turtles that arrived here at the schoolhouse, and they are available for adoption tonight on our Whatnot store. If you haven't downloaded Whatnot yet, what the hells are you waiting for?
I believe there are finger monkeys and spider monkeys for adoption as well, because these animals need to be saved. To be saved.
There's finger monkeys that are available up for adoption this evening. There's even funny monkeys that make sound.
And everyone who makes a purchase tonight, by the way, if you've never used your $15 before, there's over $75,000 right now. Unused money. Tonight's the night. There are $15 items that you can take your free 15, whether it be Christmas in the Creek, which we have announcements about that tonight as well. I'll just tell you right now, December 14th, Christmas in the Creek. We are teaming up with the town council, and Christmas in the Creek is going on with the Otter Creek Festival, and it's all happening. It's going to be bigger than it was last year. 2024, we want more. This is going to be huge.
I think the idea is genius.
And so you could literally get your $15, go into our Whatnot auction and give $15 for Christmas in the Creek, and you spend no money. You use your free money. and you can adopt animals and rescue them. You know, really, truly do something that's incredible. And so,
yeah, if you want to make an impact, you can. A lot of you are like, well, how do I give it back? Well, check out our buy it now items that you could purchase and redeem your $15 towards those items. There is a $15 option this evening to donate towards Christmas in the Creek, and you will get a personalized thank you note from Team Florida. And then there's also some other cool items up for purchase that are also $15. So
and
make sure you double check.
everybody who makes a purchase tonight, literally, if you've got $15, you don't even have to spend any money. You can just give the $15 to Christmas in a Creek. You're in the running for this $100 gift card, which last week, Debbie actually donated $100 for Christmas in the Creek, and she won $100 back. How beautiful is that?
Congratulations.
How beautiful. So
and
cool.
I think Debbie, we don't know Debbie personally, but she was able to redeem some coupons too.
Which was awesome. Which was awesome. Coupons so you don't want to miss out this auction tonight, helping the animals. You literally can donate or you can adopt, and you can be in the running for $100. And we've got some super cool items tonight.
There's even limited gators up for adoption, you guys.
Gators?
It's all limited.
Gators?
Yes.
Wow.
There's only a small
gators, turtles, monkeys.
Yes.
It must be Otter Creek.
Yes.
It must be Otter Creek. And I have to say that the purgatory is worse. It's the worst I've ever seen it.
They're literally picking up garbage from one area
moving it to another area and piling it and piling. It is horrific. And so we've seen some insane things, and there are others who have seen the insane things and the evidence as well, and they have written articles about it. We've shared some of those articles. Okay, dead silence from George. All right. So with that being said, I'm just going to go ahead and bring in.
Wait, I got to scooch over. Hi.
Scooch over too then. Hey, I know you. How are you? How are you doing?
I'm good. It's Sunday night. It's shower night. I've got wet head.
Wow.
That's what I do on Sunday night. I wash my hair. It's a whole process. It takes time. And it takes time to get the curls just right.
Yeah. So well, the curls, I was just going to compliment you on your curls. They look nice.
Do you think it should be shower night for us as well? I could use some help with these.
It takes time and effort.
I bet
to look like that.
Yeah, I'm throwing it out there.
Well, Sims, Jeremy, and George like the shower a lot. So, maybe.
So if you don't know Megan is an esteemed journalist and does an incredible job. And one of the things we love about Megan is her sense of humor.
Oh my goodness.
And so
we were attracted to your laugh. You have a contagious laugh. And your sense of humor it matches ours.
When you see somebody online and you're like, what, I would get along with that person.
She's got nice hair.
We may not be best friends because Megan is in a whole nother state, but George and I go, oh my goodness, we would get along with her so well. We just die cracking up laughing all the time.
It's true. Well, see, more people need to laugh more often and have a sense of humor about the dark things in life, which I think I get a lot of criticism for sometimes, but it's because, some people need to learn how to laugh. You need to learn how to laugh.
Well, fortunately, you're teaching them, especially Megan has been doing this whole Sims thing. Have you seen any of the Sims yet?
No, but I've heard about it. And I've heard the Sims character, John, is actually into men.
He had what's weird about it is that the Sims game did this. I didn't do it. The game tells you what the characters want and what they need and what you're supposed to have them go do. And he was sitting at the bar one night and it said, try flirting with Ted.
It didn't say go after Jeremy's honey buns.
I had already tried to make him and LMNOP a thing, but they were just fighting all the time and I couldn't make them stop fighting. And so I was like, well, the game says that he should flirt with Ted. And then he and Ted hit it off. And then Ted, unfortunately, met a disastrous end by fire. And then John died of old age. So
wow.
It was like a star-crossed lover situation in Otter Creek.
So Megan has literally made a Sims game of Otter Creek and Lynette and Crook and Jeremy and George. So
all the characters are in it.
So
Judge
do we
Drudge
make
is
out
in
in
it?
public?
Not in public yet, but you do sit around on the couch and make out with George a lot. The funny thing is that you have to make the characters, like, you have to make them get into relationships. You have to like try to flirt with each other and like take them out on dates. And it's difficult. It's not easy. But for you guys, it was hysterical. It was like instant.
Is that how it was in real life?
I think that's how it was in real life. It sounds like your video game is pretty accurate so far.
Especially the making out on the couch part. Completely accurate.
It is.
Completely accurate.
You need to come on with me sometime while we play it so you can laugh at it, because it's a good time, boy. It's funny.
Yeah.
It sounds like a good time. But yes, laughter is definitely a great medicine. Otherwise, you would just be crying all the time during the dark times and the stressful times. And I think one of the things that we share with you, Megan, is mocking something, even though it's serious, but like laughter is the best medicine. You have to be able to laugh at yourself. Like we can laugh at ourselves all day. Like I don't have a problem laughing.
And we love making, well, actually you love making
poke fun at each other all the time.
She pokes way more fun at me. Now, when the camera is on, I try, I like real life, and there's things like, she loves making out on the couch, but she would never let me put that on YouTube. And she loves making fun of me as well. When the camera's on, she kind of pulls back a little bit. Like in real life on YouTube, I'm kind of the voice, and she takes, maybe what would we call it, behind the scenes, or we wouldn't be second fiddle or anything like that. But she pulls back. She's more reserved on camera. In real life, if you ever met us, Megan, she's the one up front, with everybody, and I'm the one sitting in the back silent.
It depends on the situation. It really does.
Well, the coin pusher videos are some of my favorite things ever to watch, because the banter between the two of you is what makes it so great. And also, like, when you get all excited and then people next to you get angry, it's the best thing ever. It's so and Jeremy's all, shh, be quiet. We're gonna get in trouble.
I'm a good boy. I don't like getting in trouble, and she likes to buck the system. So
I tried in the Sims game to make George a professional gambler. That was what I wanted her to do as her job. I wanted her to be like at the casino 24/7, and it just wasn't an option.
That's funny.
So funny. So Megan, as a professional journalist, you've been covering the What the Hale story, Otter Creek, Lynette, Crook, the child, everything. What drew you in on this story?
Oh, the judge. It was it was the order, your temporary injunction, that was so obviously unfair and one-sided and with no evidence, and that it had dragged on. It was only supposed to be 14 days. And my main question going into it was, okay, why has this been going on longer than 14 days? And under what circumstances and what evidence is this judge continuing to hold this over him? So on my channel that I've been doing for many years, I do a lot of court cases. I follow a lot of interesting cases that I find interesting. It's cases I find interesting, really. If I don't find it interesting, I can't cover it. I covered the Johnny Depp trial. I covered the Gwyneth Paltrow trial, but I've also covered smaller family court cases that have to do with CPS corruption. And so I did like a ton of them in Missouri. I spent like 15 months covering family court cases in Missouri. When yours came along, I had found it about the exact same time Larry did. I had been researching it right before Larry did his first interview with you. And I remember thinking to myself, I'm never going to get to the bottom of this. I don't understand, because there's so much content, all your Otter Creek stuff. It was just, the list was so long, and I was having such a hard time getting a grasp on it. And then Larry did his interview with you, and I was like, oh, now I get it. So it was perfect timing, because then I was able to get the court documents, and we were sharing court documents, and we were just looking through everything that had been filed in court, which is really what I do. Mostly on my channel, we go through a lot of court documents, and then we watch court proceedings that we find interesting. And we talk to people about what the law is and what things mean in court. And I know I have lawyers on the show. My sister's a lawyer. She comes on. She talks about the legal aspects of things and explains things to the chat when they don't understand. And your judge has got to be, Judge Grudge Tobias has got to be one of the worst judges we've ever seen on Law Tour. Ever. He takes the cake. I mean, you got to give it to this guy. So that's what drew me in, was the judge and how horrible he behaved, and his, so full of himself with his recitation of the court record every single time. He was taking up all of your time and you're being charged by the hour for it. It was obnoxious behavior. We had never seen anything like it. I know Legal Vices both of us, we were like, the hell is this? This is
what is going on in Levy County?
The timestamps.
Well, there's a reason why there's a court record, and you don't need to recite it every time. It's written. Baby, not right now, sweetheart.
Can you set my thingamabob?
Not right now. No.
Quickly, please.
No. Close my door. Close my door.
Please.
Yeah. Oh, he's in trouble now. He's already been told. He's already been told. Dude.
That's
angry.
So funny.
But yeah, the court documents. This guy, I'd never seen a judge behave this way, and that's really what drew us in. It really wasn't. I know there's a lot of criticism out there about, you're going after these poor people and the blah blah blah. These poor people filed a public court case that became national news because the judge was so terrible, and the judge, this is his fault. A lot of it is his fault for bringing so much attention to his courtroom.
Absolutely.
The court record exists so that you don't have to read through it every single time you take this, you take the bench. It's there. If you need to go back and look at it, you can. It's written in a transcript. His insistence on reading through the court record every single time. Never seen it. Probably never will see it again.
Well, really, Judge Grudge de Thomasis, he became the main portion of the story of our lives. And Lynette and Crook became the side story or the side show. And they are ridiculous enough to be sideshows of themselves. What are some of the things that stuck out to you in regards to Lynette and Crook and everything going on in court?
Well, for one, we joke a lot on our on my channel about not being pro se. Don't ever go to court pro se. It's a really bad idea. This is not legal advice, but if you're going to court, get a lawyer. Don't go on your own, because for one, the court system in general is just too hard for anybody to navigate without a professional. And even somebody who's good at it, even somebody who understands the law, even a lawyer himself should not ever be pro se. You should never be your own lawyer. And when people do that, it creates an interesting tornado of events that can be very entertaining. And if you watch any of the other channels that cover law cases, like Law Talk with Mike, for instance, Law Talk with Mike will do he just shows court cases. That's all his channel does, is show different court cases. And the ones with pro se, it's always a nightmare. It's just always a disaster, and people will be laughing at it because they don't know what objections to make. Every objection they make is not really an objection. You remember when Lynette was objecting, and she would say, well, I object. And the judge would say, on what grounds? And she would say, well, that's not true. And the judge would say, denied. That's not an objection. It's not a legal objection. There are certain things you can object to in certain ways, and that's it. And then she would, Lynette would feel very upset and put upon that I got a raw deal. No, you didn't get a raw deal. You didn't get a lawyer. You didn't understand how the process worked. And so you didn't know how to present your evidence. Plus her evidence was no good. We read through all of it. There wasn't any evidence in there that would have necessitated a harassment order against you. That would have
Judge Grudge threw it all out and said it was all of it was garbage.
It was all hearsay.
It was all hearsay.
It took 338 pages.
Threw it all out.
Nothing.
Yeah, I mean, then she didn't know how to submit her evidence into court. And then he allowed her to get away with a lot. I mean, he allowed her to play videos in court that weren't even entered properly. He allowed her to stand in front of him 3 times without you being there and have an ex parte, discussion and give her legal advice. His behavior is really some of the worst in this case. And that's what got me interested. And I know a lot of other people interested, was the judge and the court process. Now, as far as Lynette and John go on their own, they should learn that the way they behave in public is open for criticism and ridicule. If you're going to behave badly in public, if you're going to scream at your child on a wildlife fish and game video and scream about nails and snakes and nonsense, you have to understand, in the days of the memes, you're going to become a meme at some point. And it's just too bad that she doesn't have any self-control. But she doesn't. I will give Silverman, though, some credit. Because Josh Silverman was the only person that I've seen who's been able to wrangle her into behaving in a courtroom. So the last time we saw her in court, she sat there, she kept her mouth shut. Exactly how she should have behaved. All those other times in court when she didn't have a lawyer and she was interrupting the judge, interrupting your lawyer, making texting on her phone. I mean, this is crazy.
With Russ the Sus in the courtroom illegally
and not
on video.
And not being held accountable for it. And the judge never calling her out on this. It's like no one else would be able to get away with this in a courtroom. Do you think if you pulled out your phone in Judge Grudge's courtroom that he'd allow you to get away with it? Do you remember watching me? I don't know if you saw this coverage of the other case, Griffith versus
where Judge Grudge thought that he was filming and it was his glasses.
Yeah, his glasses on the table are reflecting, and the judge is like, "What is that? What do you have over there? Are you filming me?" Now, think about this. Lynette was actually able to text someone on a phone. How is this? It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, it's wild. And the funny part is that she had no lawyer. Now she has a law, LOL. I think you coined that term, right?
The lawyer, yeah.
The lawyer. Okay, so we've got the county court that's done. Everything is done there. And the funny thing is, people are like, "Oh, man, she can go and she can get another injunction. She can file again." Florida law, she can't file again. There has to be incidents. There has to be so many incidents within 6 months. There never was an incident. Never, ever. There was no incident. They can't just file and something's going to happen. There was something completely and totally corrupt about the Thomases. But now she's got a law, LOL, for federal court. What's your take on this? Because mine is best money we never had to spend on a lawyer, because this guy has screwed up so much. He has lost
he's not doing well.
Everything.
He's not doing well, is he? I mean, he's not doing well. And look, all I'll say about him is I think he's a very dangerous person, frankly. I think that an attorney who is as hungry as he is, which he appears to be, for fame and notoriety, and he's also litigious and seems to lack having any basic morals, because he doesn't listen to women who say, "Please stop contacting me. Please stop harassing me. I don't want to hear from you."
I've heard you verbally tell him multiple times as he's in your chat, "Stop contacting me," and yet he continues to email.
He continues to do
all those emails.
And it goes further. His wife is under the Nunya profile.
I saw that.
Okay, and so here's the funny. This is the first time we've ever released this. All right, I'm sharing it now. I'm sure I'll get back to him. Her employers know everything she's doing. So whether she realizes it or not, which I'm sure she doesn't, that her employers are extremely close friends with somebody they're suing.
Oh my God.
And
that's unfortunate. That's unfortunate for them.
Don't tell anybody that.
Late.
I will tell you though that, his wife now being involved in this, and his wife coming after me and coming after people who are covering the story, I mean, I've never seen anything like it. I've dealt with some real creepy lawyers before in cases I've covered. The last case that I covered was the Laura Owens versus Clayton Eckert case. And that lawyer is after me too. Although even he, and we thought he was the worst lawyer we'd ever come across. His threats were always paper tiger threats. He didn't mean them. He would just say things and we would go, yeah, okay. And then nothing would happen. This one, on the other hand, he makes the threats and then he follows through on those threats and he files nuisance lawsuits. None of these lawsuits he's filed, I believe, through Scott Stark. Some of them don't have his name on them, but I truly believe he wrote them.
But the funniest part is Scott's not even writing them, obviously, because Scott knows his own middle name.
Scott has a ghostwriter for sure.
Yeah,
and that ghostwriter is
I think so. Funny enough, in Sims, Deuce Dixon, who resembles Bruce a lot, he is a ghostwriter. That is his job in Sims. I found him a job.
Did anybody break his nose yet? Did anybody break his nose?
He's been in a few bar fights. So
I believe it.
Possible.
Oh, was it Crook trying to
No, he actually got in a fight with the female bartender, like a fist fight, and he lost.
Did she go, deuce, deuce, deuce?
One lawsuit that I'm waiting to surface because he's threatened this lawsuit too is Deuce going after Silverman.
Yep. We're waiting for that one too.
Yeah, so it's interesting because Silverman seems to be at least a professional type of lawyer. I mean, he hasn't done anything. He didn't do anything that really got our attention, right? He didn't behave in a way that we were like, what's this guy doing? We didn't, he was just, a lawyer doing his job. And now it seemed like the judge liked him better and the judge was siding with him all the time. But it's not really Silverman's fault, is it? If the judge is being biased towards another attorney, he's just doing his job. We didn't see any like real unprofessional behavior from him. On the other hand, Bruce, oh Lord.
Oh my goodness, so many ethical issues.
Wow. I've never seen anything like this. I've never seen a lawyer go after journalists who won't cover his particular pet story. And that is the story here. He started contacting me way back in March before any of this really had taken off. And he was trying to get me to cover his case, his mac and cheese case, and what he believes is corruption against him in Connecticut. And I wasn't interested. I never responded to it because I don't respond a lot of times to emails that I'm not interested in. I don't have time. And I guess he took it as a personal affront. He did the same thing to Larry. He did the same to Tug. He did the same. I think he contacted Legal Vices. He was trying to get on all these different shows with his tale of woe. And because we weren't interested for whatever reason, I was busy with other cases. I wasn't interested in it. He took that very personally, and now he has a personal vendetta. He's looking for ways to sue all of us. He thinks he's throwing around terms like RICO, which is absurd. It's absurd. It's just simply absurd. We all have a right to cover whatever stories we find interesting, and there doesn't have to be a coordination in order to cover a story. If you find an audience for something and the audience is interested in it, you're going to have other people pick it up and serve that audience. That's just the way it works. It was the same with the Laura Owens and Eckert case. It was the same with the Johnny Depp trial. People kept saying about the Johnny Depp trial, how can all of you be streaming this trial and still get an audience? The audience was there. It is there. And it will come if you bring things that they want to see. And that's the key, is finding the things that the audience is interested in, that you're also interested in, can bring something to it. And boom, there you go.
Well, and the reality is as well, if you're going to be a success on YouTube, first and foremost, they have to like you.
You're the product.
So you are the marketed product. Your personality, your presentation, your
delivery of
the content, the storytelling, you are the product.
Right.
And so when George and I set out to do YouTube, we never set out to be successful. We did it to literally to just video scrapbook our lives. And then we learned YouTube, and we know what works on YouTube and what doesn't work on YouTube. Or I said that wrong. We know how YouTube works and what and how it doesn't work. And there's so many that think, oh man, if I just throw Jeremy's name or what the Hale's in my title, I'll make so much money. You know, there are emails leaked now. Here's the interesting part. Now, I haven't covered this yet on What the Hales, but I will be. There are emails leaked now about talking about how other channels, hate channels, are going to increase in views and monetization if they cover the What the Hales, this, that, Lynette, Crook, the whole deal from a hate perspective, which is a ridiculous, absolutely, if you know how YouTube works, is a ridiculous false statement on growth. You will get a small surge for a small amount of time. That amount of time could be a month. It could be 2 months. You will not sustain it, and your channel will die unless you learn how to sustain it. So George and Jeremy can't be the sustenance of the growth of your channel. You are the sustenance of the growth of your channel. You're the meat and potato.
I say it every time that we have these people who, and sometimes it's the mainstream press that comes after YouTubers, right? Sometimes they went after Tug in the Johnny Depp case, and in the New York Times they wrote this nasty article about YouTubers, and they named Tug, they named Nick Rekieta, they named all these people who had made a nice chunk of change on the trial, but it wasn't anywhere near what the mainstream press made. It wasn't anywhere near what Law and Crime or Court TV makes. You know, it's a drop in the bucket compared to those big guys. And so now we have the New York Times that's lying through its teeth, right? Because they're making money on trials too. But that's what they do, the same exact thing. The idea that we're making money on these court cases is false. It's not true. We make money because people like our product. And what is the product? It's us. It's our personality.
Absolutely. Because
they would watch the same trial with different creators. So my audience would switch over and watch Rekieta sometimes, and then they would switch over and they would watch Good Logic do the same trial, and they would watch me do the same one, because they wanted to see everybody's different reactions, because they're not tuning in for the trial. They're tuning in for me. They're tuning in for Jeff. They're tuning in for Jeremy, and they're tuning in for George. That's what they're there for. They're not there. I could cover. It wouldn't matter what I covered. It wouldn't matter what stories. And I really don't appreciate, and this is really where I get angry, I really don't appreciate anybody telling me what I can and cannot cover. You go cover whatever you want to. You have whatever take you want to have on a story, go for it. Don't tell me what to do. I don't like that.
So wait a minute. Wait. Let me get this straight.
Are you trying to say you're not under my control?
You're not under anyone's control when you choose and pick stories that you cover?
No. And in fact, if Jeremy had ever said to me, you need to stop covering this story, I would have been like, ooh, sorry, man. I'm sorry, man, but you're in a public court case, and I guess we're going to part ways here, because, that wouldn't work.
Try telling George what to do. See how that goes for you. I dare you, any of you, see how that goes for you. See how that goes. So do you think, wait, hold on.
Do you think Deuce's wife is under his control, and that's why she created these fake accounts and is saying everything that she's saying?
I guess it's a legitimate question, right? Because he thinks everybody else is under everybody else's control.
Is Lynette and these hate channels under Deuce's control?
They must be, if that's the way he thinks.
Which they better rethink this, because so far on the win versus losses with Deuce, he has literally lost everything. Everything.
He has. Everything's been denied.
Everything has been denied. And not only that, I'm positive, and this is just my opinion, I have no proof of this, except I'm about to share the proof. I'm positive he has upset the judge completely. And we all know that the very first thing judges are looking at, credibility of the actual plaintiff and defendant lawyers. They're looking at your credibility first. Can you be trusted? Is this the truth? Then they're looking at evidence as well. You're mirroring that. You even heard that in our Ohio case, that the Ohio lawyer is saying, it's my job to determine whether you are a credible person giving evidence and testimony or not. And so thus far, everything he has done has been denied to the point that the federal judge has fast tracked. And this is the funny part, because he has boasted that he has delayed this trial. The judge fast tracked it for August 2025. And some of you are thinking that's not fast. No, that's extremely fast.
For federal.
And the judge has now stated that it will not move any further beyond. We can move it up at our discretion. We can request for it to be moved up, but it will not go any later. So going into federal court, the judge is already, in my opinion, upset with the credibility of this law, LOL, your Lynette, and everything else going on. And he's fast tracked it and went, boom, here it is. And has said, this is the most despicable, I'm paraphrasing, horrific thing that you could ever say about somebody, calling them a child rapist.
There is one thing that has been approved, though, since he's not a practicing attorney in the state of Florida. He was approved to be pro hack vice,
and nobody was thrilled more than us. We were like, please, yes.
Pro hack vice,
Vici.
It's unless you're legal vices, and he says pro hack vice. What does he say? Pro hack vice? I don't know. He drives me crazy with that. I'm like, it's BJ.
It is funny how he says it.
I like vicey.
So federal court, the date has been set. It's in August 2025. And next, what's going to happen is they are going to get the complete and total list of all of the depositions that we're going to do. And it is a very long list. It'll include everybody from Russ the Sus, Lizzie Bailey. It'll be, just name somebody. It'll be Tyra. It'll be Landon. It'll be all of her kids that have contacted us. It'll be her. It'll be Shart. It'll be, and the list goes on. And mentioning Shart, now the opposing side is attacking Shart, which is funny because we already know this. Every single person that has spent any time on that property has turned their backs on Lynette and Crook, whether it been Jamster, whether it been her own daughter, whether it been her own grandson, whether it been Lloyd, and I could go list after list, the rug addicts that will be in depositions as well, giving testimony against these two.
Actual senior citizens turning against her.
Senior citizens. There is not one person that I'm aware of that has been on that property. And by the way, if anybody goes on that property right now, you better be wearing some kind of protection because it is horrible.
It's pretty bad.
I really got a kick out of the turtle running across the street.
Run away. Run away. And now they're attacking Chart. How stupid. Like, we couldn't ask for a better opposition. They completely and totally turn on each other. They throw each other under the bus constantly. Lynette being the chief of all of them. She was at Chiefland Farm Market all day today. But isn't she a minister? Why wasn't she in church? But you know what? Let's just keep going on.
He likes to brag about being an ordained minister.
Okay, so they're all turning on each other. And so much evidence is being sent to us.
What do you call it? It's like the natural breakdown of these things, right? They will turn on each other. It will fall apart eventually because it was all, I believe, that it all popped up as a way to enrich these channels, build their channels, grow their channels, and, get views and clicks they never had before,
Well, they're also winning court cases against them. So, for example, the leeches that smell like cod, they will be served very soon. I know people are still waiting. Megan, you know a little bit more about that than most people than I've revealed. And we'll keep that hush-hush for this time right now and on your channel as well. But they will be served and Get Swamp Butt will be served as well. And there are others that are being served. And the federal judge said it best. This is the most horrific, despicable thing you could ever say about another human being, and destroying their character and their integrity and their life and their business. And it is not something to be taken lightly. And it will be fought out in the court system because that's the legal way to do it.
This is how it's always going to end up, though, when you get into these big YouTube wars. It always ends up like this, which is terrible. I'm watching another case right now that's going on. A big lawsuit's been filed against a bunch of YouTubers for harassment of this of a bunch of other people in another story. In the Sebastian Rogers case, there's like a whole bunch of craziness going on there too, where there's hate channels ganged up on one person, and it's all going to end up in court. And this is the thing. This is why I prefer to laugh at the nonsense, cover it, laugh at it, move on, because I don't want to get tied down. I don't want to be tied up in these ridiculous lawsuits. First of all, I not that, you have a right to defend yourself, but the idea that this stuff can get so hot on YouTube between creators that it ends up in court is just, it's sad to me. And I wish it didn't have to be that way. But I'll be here to cover it, whether I'm named in it or not,
This is the craziest thing to me. How could anybody watching another YouTuber, number one, stalk them to where they live and purchase property across the street from them? That's freaking
Oh,
insane.
Didn't you hear? I'm sorry.
what?
Maybe you don't know. But I was told reliably by the Fleas that you had a deal with Lynette before she moved there to open a turtle purgatory together. And then you reneged. And then you reneged.
I can't wait till this is in court with them. Oh my goodness.
These are the two Fleas that say that I live at the schoolhouse when I have a house on 70 acres that I live on, right? These are the same women that come up with inaccurate information.
And also, Georgia, I don't know if you know this, George, but you were doing bad things on camera in Ohio, and Jeremy had to run home from Florida, and then he killed all of his peacocks because you were on camera doing bad things, George. And you should really stop doing those bad things on camera, George.
And
I would love to see these bad things on cameras. Like, how would they know this? Are they stalking?
I would love to know why we spent $50,000 to build a bird aviary for peacocks if we killed them all.
No, the peacocks are dead, Jeremy.
We're going to leave that for a judge.
Did they die in Sims too?
They're not. Peacocks are dead. Peacocks are not dead.
My peacocks are dead. They're not dead.
What proof do they have that they're dead?
They're not dead. My peacocks didn't die. Oh my goodness.
You need to like tag all the peacocks, so that we can do an inventory every month to make sure they're all still living.
Well, right now they're doing very well under good care of Christian and Patience and Baby Pepper, so they're doing incredible. I think. What's your prediction for federal court? What is your prediction?
I predict I will be traveling to Gainesville for federal court. That's what I predict.
Can't wait.
There will not be cameras in a federal courtroom, unfortunately. That's something in this country that needs to change. I'm a big fan of cameras in the courtroom because then we can actually see what's happening, and justice is only served when the public is informed. And I don't trust that there will be any other media there to actually cover it. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to make it my business to get there and get into the courtroom. However, I will not be touring Otter Creek. Just letting you know now, I'm not coming to Otter Creek.
I don't know.
Probably a good idea. Probably a good idea.
I would like to leave the state of Florida with my limbs intact and like no bullet holes or anything. So Otter Creek is probably off the list for me. But I will go to Gainesville and I will be in federal court. Now, what do I think is going to happen? I think that we've already seen what's going to happen. So far, the defendants in the case have not provided anything that has given them any win. I think you have a very good shot at counts 1 through 3 and 4.
Oh, huge, yes.
5 and 6 might be more difficult, but I think 1 through 4 are looking pretty good right now. That's what I think.
Slam dunk on those for sure.
That's what I think, and I don't expect that they will put their expert report in, but if they do, that should be pretty interesting too. So either way, it's a win.
For those that aren't aware, they have hired an expert who is a felon, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so he's a felon.
Spent time in prison.
And not even a forensic handwriting expert. What's the correct term?
Like a carrot reading card.
It's like what's the correct term?
He's a behavior analyst, a handwriting behavior analyst, which is not the same thing as a forensic handwriting analyst. A behavior handwriting analyst is interesting. I find it kind of entertaining, the same way that I find channels that do body language entertaining, but body language is not admissible in court either.
Absolutely not.
And the reason is because it's subjective, because it's not really science, right? It's just not. This behavior analyst through handwriting reminds me of like astrology or tarot
psychic.
card reading.
You
or
go to a psychic and they go, a medium and goes, I'm sensing something. Does somebody have somebody in their life that died with the letter M? I did. Wait, who was it? My dad. What was his name? George. Was it Mr. George? Yes, it was Mr. George. Oh yeah, I knew it. It was Mr.
It wasn't the peacock.
It could have been the peacock. My peacock died.
Yeah, it's like that. I mean, Tug and I found this interview on television of their expert who was doing some handwriting analysis for the crew, the news crew, for fun or whatever. And on one of them, he goes, and you had some trauma at the age of 12. And you could see the look on the guy's face was like,
what?
And then another time he's like, and you played football because you write with your you have like a left shoulder issue. And the guy's like, no, I didn't play football, but I do have a scar on my shoulder, you know.
Yes, that's it. You have a scar. That's what I was sensing from your handwriting.
I mean, it's just silliness. It's silliness. I mean, I'm not saying that it doesn't have its place as far as like, it is interesting to study the way people write and what it could say about them. I find it interesting and entertaining. I don't find it to be science that should be entered into court. So, and he's been kicked out of a lot of cases.
You've seen our handwriting forensic experts, her report already, correct? Because I've not released it.
It was very compelling.
Extremely, without a doubt, 100%, the science behind it. And so she had heard, because she found some of these fake pages, these hate pages that say what the Hales, and she's like, Jeremy, she called me, she's like, I'm a little concerned, I saw these things, and I was like, Diane, those aren't our pages
on Facebook. So
like, those aren't our pages.
She doesn't think that's our page.
And I'm like, Diane, I was like, they're fools. They're complete and total fools. Don't even listen to them. They don't matter. The only thing that matters, I was like, I don't even know why you would even read it. The only thing that matters is your scientific forensic report and what the judge does or the jury based on it. That's it. Who cares what they say? That's it. Who cares about a smear campaign that they're calling PR, which is ridiculous in itself.
Look, I have to agree with Shara on this one. I mean, Shara just went and said, I've never seen PR people behave this way. I agree with her 100%. I have never seen PR behave in the way that these channels are behaving.
The PR they're doing stands for prison right now. I mean, they're literally going to be found guilty.
Maybe they meant to say we're the PU team because they
that could be too. They stank.
They stank.
They stank.
It's not good. This is the kind of PR that Amber Heard tried to hire, which was basically just a thumb breaker to go around and hammer people who were criticizing her. That's not good PR. That's thuggery. That's thuggery, and that's not going to work.
All right. So for everybody who doesn't want to smell PU, but you want the fresh air of reality and evidence and humor, check out Megan Fox. And so she is, we didn't know her before all of this, and we've come to call her a friend during all of this. And while we don't agree on everything, as a matter of fact, there are some fundamental huge things that Megan and I don't agree on. Okay. And we don't need to bring them up. Who cares?
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
We're still friends. George and I barely agree on anything. And watch this. And that wasn't even a sim. That wasn't even Megan's sim of us. Hey, George.
On the couch.
George, there's a couch over there. You want to go to the couch?
There's that thing in the middle. It's right in the way.
You want to go to the couch? So you don't have to agree with everybody to be friends.
Jeremy and I disagree on so much. multiple times a day.
Huge. We have extremely different backgrounds, upbringing, childhoods, culture, everything. We are complete and total opposites. Oil and water.
He thinks ketchup is the best condiment ever made, and I totally disagree.
That's gross. Mustard is better. Just saying.
All right, Megan, we're cutting you off. We're cutting you off just like this.
Wait a minute. Now I'm in charge. It's my show now. Where'd they go? Where'd everybody go? All right, folks. Well, you can check out my channel. I'm on YouTube. Megan Fox Investigates. You can find me, Megan Fox Writer. I don't know what the heck happened to Jeremy and George, but I think we're still live. I think he hit the wrong button. Should I turn on the truck? Should we drive? Should we drive somewhere? Yeah, we did a truck simulation stream last night that was absolutely hilarious. It was good times. You gave me your show.
I cut you off. What are you talking about?
I took over.
That's how I roll. No, you know what? We appreciate you. We would love to give you the whole show sometime. So,
well, I'll definitely take you up on that offer of doing Sims with you. I think that'll be fun.
Let's do it. We're still building we're building Tube Town. And we have some renters. Jeremy unfortunately lost one to a fire, but now we have sprinklers. We have a sprinkler system and a whole system. That should not happen again. Jeremy, you were not good under fire. I kept telling you to like extinguish the fire, and your sim just kept running around like staring at it instead of putting it out. Oh yes, but we should do it. We should do it. You guys have fun on Whatnot tonight, and I hope you make $1 million.
1 million.
I don't think we'll get to that point tonight, but
maybe not
we
tonight.
Hope you do as well. All right, thanks, Megan, for visiting tonight.
No problem. Good night, everybody.
All
Thanks for having
me. Megan. Megan has been a tremendous friend through all of this pain, this agony, the stress, the sometimes we want to pull our hair out, and some of us don't have much left to pull out. And we appreciate her dearly. And if you wanna have some fun with Megan, with Sims of Jeremy and George in Otter Creek,
channel, you guys
go hang out with her. And if you want to get a free $100, we are giving away $100. I literally have it right here.
Yeah.
I was in Walmart today buying it, and the first person came up to me and said, "Hey, your horrible neighbor is at the flea market in the booth right now." And I went, "Yeah, I know." And then I went into another aisle, and a lady said, "Hey, Jeremy." And I said, "Hi." And she goes, "I see you all the time." And I was like, "Well, I don't see a price on this. Can you tell me what the price is?" And she goes, I'm knocking prices down right now. How was 30% sound off? I went, do it. And that was such wind in the sails to know that the community backs us. They understand. And if you want to be a part of backing us as well, we're giving away $100 tonight. So we're going to have an incredible Whatnot auction.
I gotta get going over there.
George is going to go start getting prepped in regards to that. We're going to have an incredible auction tonight, and everybody who makes a purchase will be entered in for $100. And last week it was Debbie who gave $100 to Christmas in the Creek. And by the way, for those who have $15, there's over $75,000 left out there. You got to spend it. You got to spend it within 30 days. You got to redeem it. Tonight's your night. There's some $15 options, Christmas in the Creek, other options as well. You can adopt a monkey. You can adopt a turtle. You can adopt a gator. And you can be part of $100 giveaway tonight. We're going to have a ton of fun. We want to see you all over there. In the pinned comment right now, you can see that Whatnot link. You can download that. That'll get you a free $10 or $15 for the auction tonight. And we're going to have a blast because that's how we roll on What the Hales. And we want to be able to give things away, such as Christmas in the Creek. I want to let you guys know, Christmas in the Creek, December 14th, here in Otter Creek. And so right now you're going, okay, what do we need to know for Christmas in the Creek? You can start sending gifts if you want to for Christmas in the Creek. I know many of you have been saying, when can we? Can we yet? Can we now? You can start sending them to the Florida P.O. Box for Christmas in the Creek. We are partnering up with Otter Creek Council to bring Christmas in the Creek, not just to Otter Creek, to the entire community. It's going to be a ton of fun with the festival for the families. We can't wait, and we can't wait to give away $100. We're going to jump over on our Whatnot. If you jump on the app, you can look for What the Hales. We're going to have an amazing auction tonight, and all of you out there with $75,000 that you haven't spent yet, why don't you go in there? You can some of you have said, I want to gift it to somebody. We put in a $15 option to make a donation to Christmas in the Creek. You can even do that with your $15 and you'll be eligible for 100. So with that being said, jump on over. Let's go have some fun on the Whatnot auction tonight. We'll see you there. And in about 1, 2, 3 seconds, let's do this. Right now, jump on over there. George is already going.